Gaga, you look so good. Oh my god, yes.
Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Gary's Eating Show, Gary's Mukbang. Today we're going to be a little bit spookier. We're going to have a spooky, ooky,
kooky, and creepy special edition.
A lot of ghost stories being told. We're going to talk about a lot of scary things because obviously it's Halloween. And also, the food we're going to be working on today is actually a little bit of a sponsor. I actually got a really nice crispy pork roll from A&C Lecharon, which is a local small business based in Toronto. They make a lot of Filipino food like pork. They're known for the lecharon and also the longanisa, and it's super easy. It comes in a very nice box, and you open it, you just put it in a tray like this, and then you put it in like in an oven for about 15 to 20 minutes, and then it comes out and it's just perfect. It looks just like this. Gorgeous. So if you guys are interested in getting some delicious Filipino food for dinner, feel free to check A&C Lecharon out. You can message them on Instagram, and they're also on WhatsApp and Facebook. Tell them Gary sent you. Without further ado, I'm gonna go ahead and cut into this juicy pork roll. Oh wow. Oh. Technical difficulties. Oh my god. Oh. Oh wow. Oh wow.
Oh wow. Oh wow.
Oh my god.
A few moments later.
Alright, and a juicy piece of meat like this, you can't live without, a little bit of some rice. And finally, I have some lovely wine I've grabbed from the wine store. It is Fish Hook, South African wine, Shiraz. It's a red, full-bodied blend, quite spicy, quite oaky. Yeah, it's a red. Alright, let's start. Dip this in here. That's the sauce that comes with it. I think it's vinegar, black vinegar. Oh my god. It's so lemongrassy and herby. I didn't expect that to be what I would be tasting from this. A lot of garlic as well. It's subtle and it's amazing. And the crispy pork part, the skin, that's my favorite.
Several months later.
So, you might be asking me, why am I wearing this cute little sailor's hat? It's the only costumey thing I have right now. I just want to be festive. I want to follow the theme. I want us all to just tell scary stories, watch me eat food.
We're all gonna have fun.
So guys, let's start off with the first part of the video. Let's tell some scary stories. I actually love scary stories. It gives me like a adrenaline rush. It makes me scared. I won't be able to sleep. I get insomnia. I get tired the next morning.
German Shepherd got killed on my driveway. My horse got killed outside my house on the dual carriageway.
And I myself experienced a couple that I can't explain what it is. And please, your discretion is advised. Story number one happened to me when I was Spending some time in Mexico back at the end of 2016. I was with a friend of mine from university. For his privacy, I will not be using his name, so I'll be calling him Valentina. Because why not? We love Valentina. Valentina and his family welcomed me to go stay with him in a state called Veracruz in Mexico. It was actually a very lovely house. And I got there, I felt really welcome, I had a great time. And the first few days went great. Just flew by, and I had to take a good time in Veracruz. And then it came to about night number 4, I think, when I started getting really sick, like kind of like a fever. I was catching a cold or something like that. Just like I was getting really bad nose block, sinuses. I told that to the mother of Valentina's mother. I was like, yeah, I'm not feeling too well. I'm getting stuffy nose. And then she told me that maybe it's because the room I was staying in, I was sleeping in Valentina's room. The AC was blowing right at my face because there was 2 beds and my head is just facing, I'm just sleeping like this, and then the AC is kind of right there, so it's blowing in my face. So sometimes when the AC blows in your face, you get a little stuffy, and that's normal. So she recommended, why don't you try sleeping on the other side of the bed? So put your head to the end of the bed so that the AC is not blowing in your face. This way, you'll just give your nose and your body a break so that I can recover. And I was like, yeah, sure, why not? But in my mind, I was a little bit uncomfortable with that because in my culture, to put your head on the end of the bed is actually bad luck. You shouldn't be putting your head on anywhere where your feet are supposed to be. So it kind of cancels out any kind of magic power that you have that protects you, or any kind of guardian angel. It kind of cancels that out. I don't know how to explain it, but
if you get it, you get it. If you don't, you don't. If you know, you know. And if you don't know, I honestly feel bad for you. I cannot explain it.
That night, I remember when I had that situation happen, my Valentina's sister, let's call her Nina. Nina had friends over, and they were planning to just hang out, sing karaoke. Usually, I'm all up for that. I love partying, but I was not feeling well. I was feeling tired. So I was like, yeah guys, so I'm just gonna go to bed. And I slept, like I said, with my head to the end of the bed because I needed a break from all my stuffy nose. I think I was really tired. I left the lights on. I just fell asleep, left the lights on. I was about to fall asleep, and then I just had someone come into the room, and it was a woman. So I just immediately think that was Valentina's sister Nina, and I was like, oh, what the hell is she doing in this room? This is actually Valentina's room, so it's kind of weird for her to come in. And she didn't talk to me, and I didn't talk to her either. I just kept pretending to keep sleeping. And she just came in, and then she just walked out. I was like, okay, whatever. And I just tried to sleep again. And then I think I finally fell asleep. But then I kind of woke up to something really weird. It was kind of scary, but I was sleeping like this. And there was just I felt like there was just hair just covering my face and touching my ears like this, over here. So the scary thing is kind of if you're lying down and someone's looking right above you and their hair is just falling down like that. So literally this woman was just looking down like that, like this at me and over here. So I was freaked out and I just kind of opened my eyes and I couldn't really see the face. I just felt the hair. That's something that I would never get in hair. So I kind of just didn't say anything. And then I just kept sleeping. I was so tired and I was so loopy, I just kept sleeping. And the scary part was I remember I finally fell asleep. I was getting annoyed, but I fell asleep. I was like, why the hell is this bitch Nina coming into my room, walking around, and then walking out, coming back in again, and then like just looking at me, staring at me, laughing at me like, bitch, I'm tired, like leave me alone, go get drunk with your friends. Third time, I woke up. This time, there was like a lock of hair just placed right on my forehead like this. So I woke up and I could see it, the hair, and I just picked up the lock of hair, and I was like, what the hell is this lady thinking? This girl, like why are you leaving hair on my face? It's disgusting. So I threw the hair on the ground, pissed off. I stormed out the room, and I see like Nina, Valentina, and Nina's friends just chilling, and I just kind of screamed at Nina being like, why do you keep coming into my room and disturbing me? I'm trying to sleep. And they were all really drunk, so I was like, oh hi Gary, how are you? I went back into my room, and then I slept the entire night. So the next morning, we went on a day trip to this beautiful UNESCO town. I did a lot of activities, we did a lot of photo shoots, I had a great day, and for some magical reason, I felt better. My cold was gone, so like maybe that trick worked, like not sleeping right next to the AC and facing the other way. So on the way home, I was just kind of bringing up the fact that, yeah, I was not feeling well last night, but now I switched on the other side, sat on the other side of the bed. I felt better. That's crazy. And they're all like, Nina and Valentina were all just like, oh yeah, well, I'm glad that our mother's trick worked. And then I also forgot to mention that Valentina has another sister called, let's say, Maria. Maria just asked me like, oh yeah, other than, the sleep, and how are you finding the house? I was like, yeah, it's great, no issue at all. Thank you all for the hospitality. And then I mentioned that, yeah, it was kind of weird last night that Nina would just come into my room. And then I looked at Nina, I was like, Nina, why the hell did you leave like a lock of hair on my face? That's really weird, just kind of like a joke. And then she turned to me and she was like, Gary, I didn't go into your room. I was out all night in the living room, like singing karaoke. And I was like, oh, but when I ran out and screamed at you, like, don't come into your room, you kind of just like laughing. And she was like, yeah, I was drunk, I didn't know what you were saying. I was kind of confused, like, what do you mean I went to your room? And I was like, well, Nina, I was in Valentina's room sleeping, and you came into the room, like, it was a woman, with long hair. You're the only one with the long hair. Like, Maria has short hair, and Valentina, he's a guy, so he doesn't have long hair. So the only woman with long hair is you. So you came into the room and like freaking woke me up like 3 times. And then Maria was like, Gary, we have something to tell you. And when someone says we have something to tell you, it's kind of like, okay, what happened? Like, is there a backstory to this? Turns out there is. So continue the story. She was like, yeah, so by the way, when we first moved into this house, there were rumors that the past owner, she was a little bit of a cuckoo, and she did practice kind of like black magic. It's called black magic. It's called black magic. And that kind of spooked me already, and then the story continued. And then I think Valentina took over the story, and he was like, yeah, so when we first moved in, he was going through stuff and just kind of moving in, and in his closet at the back of the door, he found like a spell book, or like kind of like a Bible or whatever, a weird little book that the lady, the old owner, left before she just disappeared. And yeah, that's the same room that I slept in that night. So I was like,
that's suspicious. That's weird.
So you're telling me that room where I see an apparition, a woman, was the room that she was most likely practicing black magic. It's called black magic. So who the hell was that woman that I saw? And and then the family was like, yeah, when they first moved in, they always felt like there was another being, another like someone else in the house with them. And Nina would always have a hard time sleeping in that house. She would always get nightmares or whatever. Some ghost literally was in the room, or I don't know what it is. Maybe it's like a celestial being. I don't know, but she had long hair and she looked right down at me and she gave me the creeps. So now that I realized that it wasn't Nina, I have like real like major goosebumps. So I'm just like, who is she? Who was in the room that night? Second part of the story, I'm going to talk about another story I heard when I was really young. It's more of a kind of like, huh? It's not really that scary, but when at the end of the story you'll be like,
wait a minute, hold on.
So what had happened, it was 5 people, they're all friends, decided to go on like an expedition to hike this mountain. And they're hiking up, and people are warning them like, oh, you know, like don't go too far, stop at the summit, whatever. And then they just kept going.
It's the climb.
They passed the base camp, trying to hit the summit. They wanted to hit the summit and then just like get it over with. They were almost at the summit when all of a sudden there was a big snowstorm that hit the mountain. So it was really cold, and then one of the people were like, in that group of 5 were like, let's go back to the base camp. And then the other guy in the group was like, no, we're almost there, let's just head up there and then come back, we're gonna make it. So they kept hiking up, but the snow was getting stronger and stronger and stronger. And then one of the people in the group was getting really sick and then was getting hypothermia. And unfortunately, they passed away.
Oh, she passed away? Oh. All right.
So they kind of flopped into the snow, and the other 4 people were like, oh my gosh, shit, someone actually died. Let's, you know, and it was getting dark. We're not gonna make it down to base camp. We're not gonna make it up to the mountains. Let's find shelter. So they kind of looked around, and then luckily they saw like a cave, and they were like, oh my god, we're gonna hide in the cave, and then when the snow stops, we're gonna go back to base camp. That'll be perfect. So the 4 of them dragged their 5th person, who was their friend who passed away, for hypothermia, into the cave. And the cave, let's imagine, it is kind of like, I'm gonna use this. It's like a square shaped cave. So each of them stayed in one corner. They all sat in a corner, and they left the dead body in the middle. And they were like, and then one of the leaders of the group was like, hey, nobody can fall asleep, because if you fall asleep, we're gonna die. We're gonna you know, freeze and die.
Fuck a hypothermia.
So he came up with a tactic where he would keep everybody awake by, so he's gonna move here, he's gonna tap this person on the shoulder, this person gets up, and then he would move here, and then tap this person's shoulder, this person gets up, and then move to this person, taps this person's shoulder, so it's so on and so forth. We're just gonna keep going, and then this way they're gonna keep staying awake, because like each person is moving to each corner the entire night, and then when the snow stops and the morning comes up, the sun comes up, sorry, you're gonna head back to the base camp. So it sounds logical, it sounds great. Okay, alright, perfect. So they started doing it, and it worked, and then the snow kind of stopped snowing, and they were ready to head back down to the base camp. So they're all really happy and all thankful, like, oh my god, we survived the snowstorm, we're so happy, never again. And then they kind of just dragged the dead body back to the base camp with them. And while they're doing that, one of the people in the group, the last 4, like one of them had like a meltdown. And the leader was like, girl, why are you crying? Like, what's wrong? And they were like, well, I was just thinking that it shouldn't be possible. Because how is it that we all kept each other awake when we're all in each 4 corner? Because it shouldn't be possible. Because, for example, this guy A, B, C, D, right? The guy number A goes here, sits down here, and then guy number B goes here, sits down here, and then B is now here, and then C goes here, taps this guy C, and then guy number D goes here, and there shouldn't be anyone here, it's empty, right? Nobody. So, but the guy in Madrid tapped someone here.
Wait a damn minute. Wait a damn.
So there's someone else in the cave, you know? And then that person kept everyone alive. Was it the ghost of the dead body? Was it Bigfoot? Who knows? At that point, when I first heard the story, I was like really young. I was like,
Nah, fuck this. I'm out of here. Get that fire exit door. I'm off.
No, wait a minute.
No.
it was like, it was actually kind of scary. Like I'm getting spooked up right now by that story. I'm getting hot, guys. I'm getting like really, really hot. I'm eating this. I think we've come to the end of this video. I'm not gonna finish this, guys. I'm so full. I'm so sorry. I'm like an amateur. But yeah, thank you for watching. I am trying to get back into doing YouTube again, and this is actually something I actually enjoy. I love eating. I love making videos. I love talking. I feel like this is perfect. But I'm gonna be making like some other different content later on. If you are my friend and I told you to watch, thank you. If you came on Instagram, I love you, my little gear babies. You can go follow me at Where's Gear Bear on Instagram. It's a good time. And yeah, if you are a new subscriber, thank you for watching. How the hell did you find me? Did one of my friends like harass you? No, it's you in a different video. Goodbye, guys.